Hey, hello. I am Debbie Peterson of Getting to Clarity, and this is another episode of Success Without Sacrifice. I work to advance and support busy women leaders to create more success in their life and leadership without having to sacrifice as much. And today we are talking about how do you advocate for yourself and for others as a woman in leadership. I'm going to make the case about why it is a must in your leadership journey and share easy strategies of how you can do it. So stay tuned. So today, advocacy. We see commercials all of the time on TV. We see nonprofits that perhaps we never even knew existed that need our help. And it's because they came into existence that we know that we have an opportunity to support them. Well, when it comes to our own advocacy, it is no different. So why advocacy? Because the days of working hard and keeping your head down, hoping that someone is going to notice that you're doing a great job, that's a flawed strategy. That ship has sailed. So you really have to be able to advocate on your own behalf. And self-advocacy is nothing more than just representing yourself. So think about an attorney in a courtroom. The client doesn't know the ins and outs of the legal system, and so there's someone there to advocate on their behalf, to represent them. This is no different, except you're representing yourself and others that you see that may have that potential and credibility, but might be overlooked. So how do you advocate on behalf of yourself and others? So I'd like to share 3 concepts with you, easy to remember, of how you can advocate for yourself. It is step up, speak up, and show up. Step up, speak up, and show up. So let me dive into those a little bit. When I say step up, as far as self-advocacy, what I mean is that it is an attitude. It is an attitude that you are willing to lean into more, that you are willing to step outside of your comfort zone. And that's a choice. Your attitude is absolutely a choice. And so you make the choice to ask for the stretch assignments. You make the choice to take your business into a bigger arena, because knowing that you're good at what you do and hoping that someone will find you because that's the case, it is like build it and they will come. And that is a flawed business development strategy. So, first of all, you've got to have that attitude where you're willing to lean in and you're willing to step up for more. Hewlett-Packard did a research, and you may have heard of this report, but they really wanted to get more women into management and leadership. And they couldn't figure out why it wasn't happening. So here's what they uncovered. In their report, what they uncovered was that if men were 60% competent, then they were confident enough to apply for the promotion. And women, however, felt that they had to be 100% competent in order to be confident to apply for the promotion. That means that you've already got it figured out. There is no learning curve. There is no giving your grace for figuring it out and embracing that learning curve. And what I want to point out to you is that think of all of the things that you have learned throughout your life. I mean, literally, since you were a baby, all of the things that you have learned how to do. You have learned how to talk and to walk and to feed yourself and take care of yourself, and your alphabet and numbers and math and fractions and multiplication and, all of that. You learned how to drive a car. There are so many things that we have learned throughout our life. Why then do you stop yourself from moving into another role and being seen in that light? You can figure it out. There's so much that you've already figured out. You know how to figure things out. You can do it. So being willing to have that attitude and choosing to show up in a different way is a way that you can advocate on your own behalf, and starting out small and moving into places where it's bigger. The second piece of advocating for yourself is the ability to speak up for yourself. So, ask for what you want. Communicate your opinions, communicate your expertise. And I know that for women, a lot of times speaking up on their own behalf, tooting their own horn, so to speak, can be something that's uncomfortable because we're taught not to brag or boast, right? I like hot butter on my breakfast toast. Rapper's delight, but it's necessary. People don't know what you're good at. People don't know what passions you have. They don't know how it is that you want to contribute. You have to be able to speak that into existence. You have to be able to speak up and advocate on your own behalf. Being seen as a person who has an opinion and is willing to share their opinion. That is leadership. Even in a meeting, if someone has shared an opinion similar to yours, acknowledge that opinion, acknowledge that person, bring them into the light as well, and then share how your opinion differs or your spin on it, because you were brought into this world with gifts and you are meant to share those gifts. And if you're not, then that's truly a travesty. So first piece is that willingness to step up, having that attitude, making that choice. Second piece is speaking up. Because if you never ask, the answer is always no. You don't even give yourself a chance. And so advocating on your behalf is so important. The third piece of what I want to share with you today is to show up. And that is how you show up literally and figuratively. So literally, it is your physiology. What are you conveying with your physiology? Are you shoulders down, head down, just really shrinking? Or are you standing tall, sitting tall, taking up that space, displaying that confidence, working that muscle, even if you don't feel that way, getting used to feeling that way? It is how you hold your physiology. It is also what you put on your physiology. Every day, you go into the closet and you pull something out and it makes a statement about who you are and where it is that you want to go. Or is it saying about who you are and where you've already been, that you don't have any aspirations to go somewhere? So thinking about how you hold up your physiology and how you clothe and accessorize, makeup, hairstyle, how you care for yourself and what it is that you show to the external world. Because you make a first impression in anywhere from a 1/10 of a second to 30 seconds. So there's a range in there that when you meet someone new, that you make that first impression. And it is very hard to undo a first impression. All future encounters are likely seen through that first impression. And so paying attention to that. It is also how you show up figuratively in the organization. Are you being visible? Are you making connections with people that are prospects for your business or are on the executive team that you can showcase who you are and what it is that you're about, how you can contribute, what it is that you have to offer that may be different or just done in a slightly different way than anybody else. If you're not putting yourself out there, and that's a form of advocating for yourself, then they might not even know that you're there. It's not an intentional oversight, but they don't realize it. So building those relationships, asking for those introductions, all of these are ways that you can advocate on your own behalf. So think about some of these tips, pick one and figure out how you can start incorporating this into your business or your career, and you can start advocating on your own behalf. And once you have that muscle built, then you've got the ability to be able to reach back and advocate for others, which is so incredibly important. So when you reach that supervisory role, when you reach that management role, when you get into an executive position, when you are appointed to a board, then you've got, in my opinion, an obligation and a responsibility to reach back and bring up the people that are behind you and advocate for them, for people that may be overlooked, maybe that, people are talking over them, and bring them up along with you. So I hope these tips were helpful to you, that they help you to bring more self-advocacy into your leadership and your life, and that you have the ability to learn how to do this for others. And if you would like to take a deeper dive into your leadership potential, I would be delighted to explore that with you. You can go to claritywithdebbie.com and book a time on my calendar, and let's see what's out in front of you and the strategies we can incorporate to help you get there. So until the next time, here is wishing you all the clarity that you deserve. Create more success with less sacrifice. See you soon. Bye-bye for now.